He was a police officer who served his department with honesty and loyalty.
At all times I knew.
But things took a sharp turn when a big drug cartel tried to settle in his city. His close friends and relatives were murdered and assaulted by the cartel until that one day when he found the reality and decided to venture on path to settle his scores. Welcome back to Paramount Recaps. I don't have many subscribers, but your single comment is a ray of hope to motivate me.
I swear to God, I didn't give him anything!
The movie kicks off with Boston detective Spencer and his partner Driscoll making their way to the home of Captain John Bandy. Upon arriving, Spencer notices that Bandy seems to be intoxicated, while Bandy's wife appears to have sustained injuries from some kind of accident. In court, Spencer recounts his investigation into Bandy's possible involvement in the murder of Gloria Wiz. He explains that he went to Bandy's house, and the situation escalated to the point where Spencer physically attacked Bandy, feeling he had a valid reason to do so. Spencer, nearing the end of a 5-year prison sentence, had met a guy named Squeeb behind bars. Squeeb has ties to a group of white supremacists who threatened Spencer in a fight before his release. After getting out, Spencer is picked up by his friend Henry and his ex-girlfriend Jessica. They drive Henry's car to Spencer's new place, where his dog Pearl has been staying with a guy named Hawk. Spencer feels a bit down when he realizes that Pearl seems to like Hawk more than him. Later on, Bandy is driving and chatting with his daughter over the phone. As he passes a bus station, a truck suddenly smashes into his car. Out of nowhere, a group of people in hoods emerge from the shadows and brutally attack him while his terrified daughter listens. The attackers accuse Bandy of ratting them out, and one of them stabs him with a large knife. The next morning, a nurse named Letitia returns home to find that her husband, Detective Terrence, has been shot in the head while sitting in the driver's seat of his car. Letitia is devastated, breaking down in tears as passers-by try to comfort her. Word spreads quickly about what happened to Bandy, and suspicion immediately falls on Spencer. Driscoll and another investigator show up at Spencer's place to make sure he doesn't have an alibi for the crime. Fortunately, Spencer can prove beyond a doubt that he wasn't anywhere near the scene when Bandy was killed. Despite Spencer now working as a truck driver, the other cops still don't trust him and are convinced he's involved in the murder. There's also talk that Terrence might have been mixed up in the crime and that he killed himself out of guilt, which deeply bothers Spencer. Seeing Letitia's anguish on TV, Spencer becomes determined to crack the case himself. He visits Letitia, remembering that Terrence was an honest cop. Letitia tells him that the officers who investigated the scene seemed to know exactly where the drugs were hidden. She also mentions that the last time anyone saw Terrence, he was with Bandy, heading into a pub. Spencer then heads to a bar where cops like to hang out and talks to another detective who might have some info on whether Terrence had any dealings with Bandy. Spencer apologizes for how he treated Bandy, but soon after, some cops who are loyal to Bandy show up, beat Spencer up, and throw him out. Undeterred, Spencer goes to a nearby store and buys footage from a security camera that shows Terrence and Bandy talking outside the bar. Back at Spencer's place, Hawk helps him review the footage. Spencer then goes to the crime scene, looking for any overlooked evidence, and later visits a gym to confront Driscoll, who denies being at the crime scene. However, Spencer is suspicious because he found a toothpick at the scene, and Driscoll is known for always having one in his mouth. Later, Spencer and Hawk grab a meal together, but Spencer's mood sours when he spots his ex-girlfriend Jessica at the restaurant. Jessica follows Spencer into the restroom, and the two share a brief, intimate moment. During their conversation, Jessica brings up an earlier pregnancy scare, and mentions that Spencer had promised to support her through it. As they're leaving the restaurant, Spencer and Hawk notice the same Corvette that was captured on the surveillance footage. In an attempt to chase down the car on foot, Spencer gets attacked by a guard dog as he cuts through a yard. Despite this, Hawk manages to get the license plate number, and Spencer pressures a clerk at the DMV to give him information on the car's owner. They discover that the vehicle is registered to a member of an Irish gang called Tracksuit, and the guy's name is Charlie Bentwood. Spencer and Henry start keeping tabs on Bentwood, watching him as he gets a massage. Spencer recalls his past experiences with Bandy and Gloria Wazuki. Back in the day, Spencer used to clear snow off the porch of Gloria's mother's house. Gloria herself was an activist who fought against gentrification in Bentwood's neighborhood. Eventually, Bentwood was sent to intimidate her, but she refused to back down. Sometime later, Gloria found her cat tied to her door, and a few days after that, Spencer discovered her body in the trunk of a car. He was the one who had to break the devastating news to Gloria's mother. After watching footage of the thugs who killed Gloria, Spencer realized that Bandy had been sitting on the case. This made Spencer furious, and when Bandy dodged a confrontation, it led to Spencer attacking him at his home. Hawk decides to mess up the Corvette, hoping to get under Bentwood's skin. They keep an eye on Bentwood for a few days, but soon 2 FBI agents show up, telling Spencer to back off his investigation. Ignoring the warning, Spencer goes to visit Squeeb in the hospital, thinking he might be able to squeeze out some more information. To convince Squeeb to help, Spencer shows him a video of Hawk hanging out with Squeeb's girlfriend, with Henry filming the whole thing. At first, Squeeb isn't having it, but Spencer manages to get him on board. Finally, Squeeb spills the beans, dropping the crucial name Wonderland. With the help of a journalist named Wayne Cosgrove, Spencer and Hawk uncover that Wonderland is actually a massive gambling scam run by crooked cops and a bunch of criminals. Spencer goes to check out the area, but things go south when he's confronted by 2 gang members, forcing him to retreat. Meanwhile, Bandy's funeral is a big, fancy affair with all the honors you'd expect for a police officer. But Terrence's funeral is the complete opposite, quiet and attended only by close family and friends. Spencer heads to a restaurant, but things take a turn when he's recognized by members of the Trinitarios gang. They jump him with machetes, but Spencer manages to fight them off until Hawk shows up in a car to help him out. Now that the Trinitarios know who he is, and fearing they might come after him, Spencer decides to hide Pearl and Hawk with Jessica to keep them safe. Later, Spencer visits Letitia after her house is vandalized, and she gives him an audio tape that Terrence had recorded. The tape is a bombshell, proving that Bandy was a dirty cop and that Bentwood, Macklin, and Driscoll were all in on his illegal activities. It also reveals that Driscoll was the one who delivered the fatal blow. Fueled by a sense of justice, Spencer takes the tape to the FBI, hoping it's enough to bring down Driscoll, but the feds don't think the evidence is strong enough, leaving Spencer with no choice but to handle things on his own. Determined, he tracks down Bentwood, who holds key information about a narcotics shipment headed for the infamous Wonderland. The interrogation is rough, but eventually, Bentwood cracks and spills the details about the shipment's arrival. Time is running out, and Spencer, along with his loyal partner Hawk, rush to find the truck. A high-speed chase follows, leading to a tense showdown on the road. In the end, 2 of the bad guys are taken out, and they uncover a hidden stash of drugs. But just as they think they've won, Driscoll's menacing voice cuts through the noise, revealing that he's been pulling the strings all along, and he's taken Henry, Spencer's close friend, hostage. The clock is ticking, and Spencer has to meet Driscoll at Wonderland within the hour. With grim determination, Spencer and Hawk set out on a mission to rescue Henry. Things get intense as they use their vehicle like a battering ram, smashing into the criminals' cars. What follows is an all-out brawl, a mix of fists flying, bullets blazing, and unyielding resolve. It all comes down to a final showdown between Spencer and Driscoll. Though Driscoll almost gets the upper hand, Spencer's strong sense of justice prevails. In a moment of redemption, Spencer chooses not to stoop to Driscoll's level, refusing to use the dirty tactics Driscoll had employed against Bandy. Instead, he sticks to his morals, ensuring that Driscoll is captured without compromising his integrity. With Driscoll and his corrupt crew finally caught, Spencer leaves them to face the consequences of their action, backed by the solid evidence he's gathered. In the end, Terrence gets the justice he deserves, honored with a hero's funeral and a scholarship set up for his son. After all the dust settles, Spencer, Hawk, Henry, and Letitia celebrate their hard-won victory with a well-deserved dinner, feeling proud of what they've accomplished. But just when they think they can relax, Spencer catches a news report about a fire chief getting arrested, claiming he's innocent. This hits Spencer hard, making him realize that there's still a long road ahead in his fight for justice.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel out. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below with your suggestions for future videos, any questions you have, or just to say hi. Your feedback is super important to us and helps us create better content for you. Also, feel free to share this video with your friends, family, and on social media. It really makes a big difference and helps our community grow. You can follow us on Insert your social media handles for more updates and behind-the-scenes content. Thanks again for your support, and we'll see you in the next video.